Hello everybody, I hope you're all feeling very well. Bamboo Betty here. I've been out to the flea market and found some absolute fire. So I'm excited to show you that. And some brilliant things have happened this week. First of all, I was standing staring out the French doors, as I normally do, in the jungle room. It was freezing cold outside, but all of a sudden I felt a warm glow inside me. Found it! I knew it was in the house somewhere. It's the selfie stick that finally means that I can use my new tripod. And also, out on the hunt, on the treasure hunt in the flea markets and the charity shops this week, I found a tiny little Jessup's tripod, a little mini one. So I've already attached the selfie bit that you put on, and that's amazing. Of course, I'm not using it because I'm showing you it. So it's going to be like that again. I'll get used to it at some point. Anyway, I'm still using the broken phone that I've got because the new phone that I bought, useless. Got a Google Pixel, especially for YouTube making, as it said on the Google search. Obviously, feel like a fool. Anyway, it won't. It's a nightmare. I can't use it. Well, I can use it, but can't upload anything. Never mind. That's life, isn't it? Nothing is compatible. Everything is incompatible. Can't at this time. Never mind. I tell you what can be done at this time. Some scone action. Today's snack is a fruit scone with, and this is very contentious, butter, jam, and traditionally it's cream, but I haven't got any cream, so I put some Greek yogurt on the top, which is sort of like my idea. Well, I'm kidding myself that it's a healthier option. It's not, of course. So there you go, tiny little scones. And what happened in the week was on Monday, I went to the shop for biscuits and I was stood in the biscuit aisle and a lady sort of sidled up next to me and I could feel the sort of like a biscuit frisson, a sort of connection before she even spoke. But she didn't speak to me. She just sort of said out loud. I don't know if she knew she was doing it, because I do this all the time. I never used to. I've started doing it. Maybe it's the COVID thing after lockdown. You forget that you're actually talking and people can hear you. Anyway, she started talking about biscuits. That's my subject, isn't it? So naturally I joined in and we spent about 20 minutes talking about biscuits and life through biscuits. And she actually worked in the shop. And she said, I can't go home. I just can't leave work. I can't leave the shop. Because she's so busy thinking about biscuits. And I said, well, look, why don't you go for the Viennese whirls? And it would be like sort of going on a European mini break, you know, through the biscuits. And she said, that's a brilliant idea. She could have, because there was 6 in the pack, she could have 3 today. That's like the first day of your weekend mini break. And she could have 3 tomorrow, something to look forward to. I said, genius, brilliant. I went for the jammy dodgers. I've just eaten the last one of them. And now I'm on my penultimate scone. And I didn't realise, but this weekend is the coronation, I think, of King Charles. I don't think I need to tell you that I'm an anti-royalist. I'm definitely anti-royalism and anti-monarchy. Probably now is not the best time to start that conversation. However, I'm very pro-scone. So I'm going to join in with the scones. And I couldn't believe what happened on Monday night, on my first scone night. I got into bed. It was quite late, but I knew as soon as I got into bed that there was no chance that I was going to go to sleep. I didn't even put my head down on the pillow. You know when you get in and you just think, nah, forget about it. You'll just drive yourself mad. So I literally sort of like lay down and then went, nope, up again. Went downstairs, made a cup of tea, made 1 scone, put it on the plate and thought, they're really small. might as well do the two. So I did 2 scones. So there were 4 halves on the plate: butter, jam, yogurt, and then, like Wee Willie Winkle, I shuffled up the stairs in my slippers and my pajamas. I'll just say that I was wearing the £350 silk pajamas that I found in the flea market for £1. I wasn't. I was wearing my industrial comfort pajamas, and I got into bed, and literally just as I put my tea down on the bedside table, begonia coconut came at me like Hulk Hogan. She went absolutely batshit mental for the scones. Ended up having a 5-minute wrestling match with her over the scones. I lost, of course. I couldn't understand. I couldn't believe it. I was in shock. She took me by surprise. She was just like a scone maniac. Went off with half one, took it away, and was like, I thought, oh my God, we're going to pay for this in about an hour. It's going to go through like the wind. She's still sort of sleeping it off. She's been very sort of chilled all week, and there was no backlash. So she's in her flamingo bed now. I'll insert some footage for you so you can enjoy a bit of begonia coconut now. Here we go. Hello. I love you. I love you. Get them whiskers. Oh, I love my little scone fiend so much. Fabulous. She's so beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to eat these. I'll tell you why it's very contentious. And English people love bringing this up. Every time someone has a scone, it's always this: the order of the toppings. So I don't care, but this is how I do it. It doesn't normally look like this. It's normally like very thick clotted cream, like that thick solid cream that you can cut with a knife. So you've got fruit scone, butter, jam, cream. This is yogurt. And this apparently is the Cornish way, but the fight is that it should go scone, butter, cream, jam on the top, and that's the Devon way. I'm not getting involved. I'm just going to eat it. Okay, see you in a second. Right, I've got a new cup of tea. I hope you've got your tea and your snacks ready. I'm only going to eat half of that scone because I've got a demonstration of the tripod that I just found this week in the charity shop for £2. Here's the original box. I don't even think it's old. It just looks old. It's probably like last year's model. Look at the graphics. And there's it demonstrating holding a camera at a coquettish angle. Jessops. So the original price is £4.99. I think they are that new. Honestly, I think this is probably like fresh bait. But I paid £2 for it in the charity shop, and it was in the basket next to the till. So I thought, Scott! Fabulous. And it is actually really sturdy, and it's got its little octopus legs. And there's the bit that I was searching the whole house for, and it fits perfectly. I've tightened it, but yeah, it fits perfectly. But obviously I'm holding the camera, so what use is it? Oh God. Right then, so I'll start with what I found in the charity shop last Friday, actually, because obviously I film and edit the video, the Feelgood Friday vlog, on a Thursday, and then I feel all sort of righteous and all sort of confident that I've created a work of art and a bit of a masterpiece. So I think I need to reward myself, and I'll go to the charity shops because that's a day off for me. But really, it's just, it's just messing about. So I went over to the charity shops that I used to go to a lot, but stopped going to since the council and the shopping centre management sold the car park to a private car parking company. So that marked the end, basically, of that town. overnight because the private company started just absolutely carpet bombing everybody that went into the car park with rogue fake parking tickets, fines of £70 each. And people were getting like 10 over a month. Every time they entered the car park, didn't even stop, drove out, got a ticket. Ugh, dear me. So basically, within a very short space of time, literally just a few months, the town has turned to dust. But I went back just for old time's sake to see what I could find. Nothing. Didn't find anything. So, apart from a few dust balls going down the main precinct. Oh, it's tragic. Honestly, it was so basic. However, from there I went on to another town, and there were slim pickings, but what I did find right at the end of the street, the very last shop of the long high street of basically everything's a charity shop. Welcome to England. Was some absolute gold. 2 items, obviously donated from the same person, sitting together. And the first one was this. Isn't this fantastic? It's, well, I wouldn't have been able to date it if it wasn't together with the other thing that I found. And it's a 1970s tooled leather barrel or cylindrical handbag. And it has a sort of quilting effect. The tooling makes it look like it's quilted. And I also think it looks like a pineapple. Isn't that gorgeous? The colour is just absolutely beautiful. And don't actually think it's being used because it's so super clean inside. So I think someone's gone on a holiday, Spain or Mexico or somewhere exotic, and bought these bags. Well, obviously the next one's a bag, and just kept them in the house. What sort of a person would do such a thing? I'm not alone. And look, it's got a fantastic maker's mark. Let me hold that still. Oh, sorry. I think they're seagulls. 2 seagulls embossed in there. So I thought that was absolutely gorgeous, and it's got a plaited feature in the bar and the handle. So that's one. And the next one you might have seen already because it inspired a little bit of creative writing. Indulge me. Hi! Hi, Helen. It's a horse called Helen. Obviously it's not. Obviously it's a bag for a girl called Helen who loves horses. And this is classic 70s, isn't it? I think I might have had things like this. Mine probably had a cat on it because I wasn't particularly into horses, although I did go horse riding for a little while. A little Willie, and just walked around and around the paddock, didn't do anything else really. But yeah, isn't that fantastic? Absolutely beautiful. It's a sort of a red tone, and the tooling is obviously done by hand and with their name stamped in. There we go. Look at those 2 works of art. And now, you might find this hard to believe, but I was actually a professional writer for quite a long time. I wrote and produced, directed and filmed my own film by the time I was 21. I went to film school, and it was brilliant, but obviously back then, I graduated in 90, there was absolutely no future for a woman writer, filmmaker, director at that time. Absolutely crushed those dreams. However, I did write articles for magazines. Oh, if I could, slip one in without them noticing. And then I worked in television for a while, and I wrote scripts for television programs, and just gave up, just stopped because it was quite clear it was pointless. It was no other reason apart from misogyny. And I know people always say, but what about J.K. Rowling? Give me a break. one is not enough. You can't use one as an example that there is no misogyny. So we all know that. We all know what the score is like. And I don't know if it's any better today, really. However, we've got YouTube. So, you know, there is a way of doing something. So there's a little outlet to get things written and said if you want to. And I did. I love to use my vintage items that I find really for creative inspiration. I'm not a born reseller. I do it to keep the hoard down and obviously, you know, pay the council tax. But really, I just find them completely compelling, and I'll create whole stories around little items. And if you'd seen my YouTube short, you'd have heard my poem about a horse called Helen. And if you have, I'm sorry, I'm going to tell you it again, even if you didn't listen. Here it is. Here's my poem, what I wrote. There once was a horse called Helen, in love with a cat she fell in. All day they would chat, he'd ride on her back, and gifts, of course, she would tell him. I promise, I used to get paid to write. Sorry, I got stuck. Oh God, I promise, when I was young, I was dangerous. Oh dear me, sorry about that. Oh, I love it. My next poem is going to be about Road Rage, my champion racing pigeon. So brace yourselves for that incoming. Yeah, right, okay. Oh God, honestly, I promise I was absolutely deadly when I was young. Right, okay. So these beautiful vintage tooled handbags made me realise that I, without knowing, had quite a little collection going on in the house. So I've been through gathering my my other ones, and I'll show you this one. This is what I use every single day for flea marketing and car booting and stuff like that, because it's got a really long handle and it's crossbody. I actually found it at the flea market that I go to every week. 50 pence, I think. Yeah, well, I think it was 50 pence. And it's a vintage tooled crossbody flap over. And the only thing that's a bit of a pain about it is that it's got a drawstring toggle fastening. So I'm like constantly going, oh, is my toggle fastened? Is my toggle fastened? Have I lost everything? Have I lost it? Has it been stolen? Has everything I need been stolen? Am I stranded? Like 20 times a day. No, it's still there. So that's a bit of a faff, but it's gorgeous. And everybody that sees it wants it. I can't tell you. Everywhere I go, people say, I love your bag. I don't sell it. And I say, thanks very much. No, I need it. It's just like my perfect bag for flea marketing. So that's lovely. See, look at that perfect length. Oh, so comfortable. Right on your hip. And I just can't get over the colour of this beautiful bag. It's like toffee. And it's unused, new old stock, mint condition. It's actually for sale on my eBay, ending on Sunday, if you're interested in it. All the details will be in the information underneath. There's a link to my eBay. It's not a shop, it's just where I list a few things. So yep, if you're interested, please have a look. One day I will definitely fire up my professional Etsy account. Next, things that I've had a while. Fantastic Moroccan tooled doctor's bag. These are an absolute staple on Etsy. You can get these quite easily. They go for about £45. This is the big one, and it's got a little camel scene on the side. So fantastic. It's the height of boho, isn't it? I always think of the sort of Portland crew, you know, the Portland, Oregon hipstery boho women. That style, love it. Absolutely fantastic. Where am I going to put you? I might have to rearrange things, but I'll just show you. Next is I was carrying that, I think, when I went into a charity shop, and the man behind the till went, "I can't believe you've just walked past something." And I said, "What?" He said, "This." Oh, oh, it's like the traveling pair, the dream. Isn't that gorgeous? So that's another one with a little peg fastener there, and same style, probably from the same market. Super Moroccan. This one's a little bit more used, but it's a cute little dinky handbag. You like that? Oh, just make sure Helen can see over. Helen. Oh, good. This one had this a long time. I mean, years. Not its whole life, obviously, because it's from the 1920s. Although sometimes I feel like I might have bought it new. I haven't. I didn't. I bought it from a charity shop, and I paid quite a lot for it. I think I paid, and this is from a charity shop, about £20, I think. And honestly, it was absolutely caked in 100 years worth of filth. It had obviously been on the top of a cupboard of a wardrobe from the day it was purchased, and never used. Oh. That's not what it sounds like. I promise that is not what it sounds like. It's coming later. Oh God. Yeah, so 1920s Japanese tooled little celluloid elephant scene, a sort of appliqued and painted cream leather, and the colour was absolutely revolting, and it took me quite a while to clean it. I went around a few cleaning shops, you know, like sort of Timpson's and that type of thing, dry cleaning shops. Inquired in various places and asked, you know, if it could be cleaned professionally, and they all said not a chance. It would have to go into sort of a heat tumble dryer, and they said no, it's not going to work at all. So what I did in the end was I sort of got some very mild bio facial wipes, or maybe baby wipes, you know, but the sort of super gentle ones, and took off what I could. It's come up to what the colour is probably actually like. It's like a caramel cream with a slight honey tone, but unfortunately the sort of the dirt is in the grains, and I don't think there's much I can do about that. But you know what it is? It's a patina or patina, depending if you're from Devon or Cornwall. I say either or either. There we go. So look, even when you lift up the lid, that's the colour. And it's got sort of mountain scenes. I didn't know there were very many elephants in Japan, but there we go. Obviously a native species. And it's got its original mirror. Isn't that beautiful? It smells good. It smells good. It smells like Yardley. Very delicate though. Oh, I'm going to have another go with that. Oh, that's like nectar. Beautiful. So there we go. I think that is worth, let me just have a look. I've written it down, did a bit of research. 1920s to 1930s, Japanese tooled embossed tourist clutch. That's it. Yeah, perfect. Most of these are a sort of tourist pieces, and I have a little bit of a collection of tourist souvenir vintage pieces from all sorts of things, from jewellery to clothes to knickknacks, bags. If it's that sort of tourist souvenir scene, I'm all over it. And it's Art Deco, and it goes for about £60. It's not for sale, it's for me. Next, I go to this one. There we go. This is modern. This is, well, they're for sale new online, and it's the kerosene clutch, made in Fez, Morocco. You can buy them in the market, or you can buy them on Amazon. I got this in a thrift store. I think they go for about £30 new. This is new. It's never been used. It was probably a gift for someone, or like everything else, bought on holiday in the market, and then when you get home, lose interest, give it away, give it to the charity shops. But it's gorgeous. I wonder if that means that it's a second. I can't see what's wrong with it. Maybe it's just the design. But there we go. There's the embossing, the tooling. It's very soft, padded, so it's extremely nice to hold. There's the inside. Brand new, super clean. There's a little price ticket in there, I think. Oh, that's a bit of paper stuck to it. Yeah, that's lovely. I've never used it myself. I just buy these things, not to use, but to keep. There we go. I think last in the series of tooled leather handbags is this absolute piece of literal gold. Literally, it's made of gold. Well, obviously it's not literally, but it's gold. It's really, really gold. Oh, isn't that fantastic? Wait a minute. There we are. I took this off a mannequin in a charity shop, a thrift store, and it was £1. It's new, unused, and it's made by a company called, let me just check, Tributo. It's Mexican, and they are very much going now. They've got a Facebook page, and they've got some beautiful items on there. And this is like a small clutch with a long crossbody strap. There is the name with the logo. It's sort of, I think it's a Thunderbird. Is it? Maybe my new expensive phone might be able to get a better picture of that. There we are. But you'd never be able to see it because it's not compatible, is it? Anyway, I'm not bitter or angry or miserable about it. Isn't that gorgeous? So that's hand-tooled gold leather little crossbody clutch. I'm going to put that on the mannequin for you. Hi, Helen. And there's everybody. And also, I have the vintage tooled leather medallion belt, which I've had for quite a while, and I can't remember where I got it. Probably the flea market, I think. But each medallion is made of leather. I would say this is 1970s, and it's embossed with a flower. And that is the button that goes through like that. So, there we go. And I'll put it on Madame. Such a great look. I'm going to have to eat that. I can't have it just sat there. That's better. I got rid of that. Nobody needs that hanging around, putting them off, distracting them from life. So apologies for the incoming shakes of the camera. It will be the sugar from the scone. Okay, so that's everything that I've collected over the last few years, and a few pieces from last week in the thrift stores. Next up is everything I got, well, for me yesterday, but on Wednesday at just this week's flea market. Smash and grab. Flea market rampage. No, it wasn't actually. It was very relaxed and delightful. So it wasn't too cold. It's freezing again today, but it was quite nice. It was quite mild, and everybody was there. There was tons of people, and everyone was in a very pleasant, friendly mood. So I went and ruined that by ripping these out of two old ladies' hands. Cushion cover 1. Cushion cover 2. They had plenty of opportunity to buy them, but I think somebody had sort of folded them and stashed them, but left them on the table, and I didn't realise that maybe they were trying to sort of hide them and buy them later. How was I supposed to know? So I saw them, picked them up, didn't bat an eyelid, took them to the man who owned the stall and said, "How much are these, please?" He said, £2. That's a £1 or £1. I said, "Fantastic, thank you." And then as I paid for them and turned around, I saw these two little faces staring at me sort of forlornly. And I said, "Oh, hello." They said, "Do you like those cushions?" I said, "I love them. I live for cats. That's all I care about." And I sort of got the impression that maybe they were sort of holding them, but they didn't do very well. And it's a dog eat dog world out there. Or cat eat cat. So I got these. They're modern. They're that sort of embroidered. Well, it's modern. It's synthetic fabric. They need a bit of a defuzz. This one is Picasso style. Love it, love it, love it. This one, Laurel Birch style. And they're sort of they're made by Samwell, who is, I think it's an arts and crafts sort of homeware company. Not too sure really. Did a bit of research, couldn't find very much about them. But you can buy them on Amazon if you're desperate for them. And they are between, depending on which company and which country you're in, between £30 and £40 each. Oh my God. How much? They're not wool, but they've got nice sort of thick canvas backs and they're fabulous. So they're going to go brilliantly with. Do you remember those three little criminals? I thought that was a vintage cushion. It's not. You can buy those new. It's an Italian home design company, and you can buy those online as well. I think it goes for £30. You three. Fantastic. Love them. So great. They're going in the cushion gallery. Very happy about that. Okay, warning to anyone with arachnophobia. Incoming. Look away now. Don't turn off. Just look away now. I love spiders. I absolutely love insects. I love bugs, spiders, all sorts of critters. Every animal really. It's people and meh. Selective. All of you I love. The rest not so much. Anyway, found this fabulous thing. I've been thinking about getting a hook for my coat. I mean, what sort of person spends so much time thinking about that sort of thing? Sometimes I don't think about anything and I just do everything. Other times I'll think about it until I've exhausted myself. But anyway, exhausted no more. I found the perfect hook. It's probably why I was waiting to find the perfect one. I didn't just want any old hook. I wanted a tarantula. So I got this from one of my regular dealers. It was there on the table. I paid £3.50. I think new you can get them for about £8. I'd rather pay him. I like that sort of exchange. I prefer, second hand to new. And I love him. So, her, maybe it's a girl. So there she is. That's great. Hang on. Maybe that's the thumbnail. Got her. Okay, spider people, you can look back now. It's fine. It's in the corner. You can't see it very easily. What else did I get? Oh, yeah. Another lovely lady stall. I got this because when I saw it amongst all her stuff, I thought I was at home. Say no more. £1 for the book. It looks quite good, actually. It's got... Oh my... What? I don't know. About nudity. Okay, so... Oh, a bit of tarot. But, oh, blimey, who's that? Enrico Caruso. Oh, perhaps the most superstitious of all actors. He is dressed here for his role in Alfred in La Traviata. Oh, I wonder what routine he went through before he went on stage. I wonder if it's about that. So, yeah, it's all this sort of thing. Oh. Oh, we've all been there, love. I haven't. Not a chance. I've been there, though. Okay, so yeah, you get the idea. Nice 1970s book about superstitions with begonia coconut on the front. That's exactly what I saw in the distance in the bedroom when she got a whiff of scone. You remember the week I bought the huge big ruby red necklace that I named the Wild Rose of the Northwest? That dealer, I said, "Are you coming back every week?" He said yes, and he wasn't there last week. He was there this week, and the necklace I was hoping he would have, he still had. It was still there. So I got it, and I got two more as well. So I picked this up, and it's not as fantabulous as the Wild Rose of the Northwest, but it's pretty darn good. I don't know if the camera's picking it up really, but sort of. Can you see? There's sort of multicolored prisms inside. It looks like it's reflections, but it's actually a dazzler, an absolute Bobby Dazzler, not Bobby Darrow. I think that's the best I can get for you. I'll put it on the mannequin, but it's very heavy, and the thing that put me off when I saw it the first time was it's on this ribbon, and it drives me nuts. It's such a sort of a cheap idea. So what I'm going to do is take it off the ribbon and put it on a good chain. I'm going to find something more appropriate. So that's that one. There we go. That's wicked. Oh, it's just such fantastic colours. They're really rainbow inside. But this thing's horrible. It's even twisted. It's not even put on properly. So what I might do is put a chain on it to make it that length. And that'll be that. That'll be better. The universe will be happy. I also bought these from the same guy, and they're sort of 4 pearls with what might have been added later, but I can't really make it out. Very, very sparkly clusters of perspex beads. They're super shiny. They're quite fun. Nothing special, I don't think, but I thought they were cool, so I got them. And each of his necklaces were £2 each, so I got that and that. And then right at the end, I dug through his box that I probably wouldn't normally have looked in, but I thought these were quite an unusual colour. They're 4 pearls, yeah, and they've got a sterling vintage clasp. It's marked sterling on the back. There we are. But honestly, that doesn't mean anything these days, really. It's just, it doesn't mean that it's worth any money. People just want gold. But they are 4 graduated strands of 4 pearls. They look like they may have been repaired at some point. There we go, because those two are a little bit of a different colour. I don't think it ever had a middle strand. But what's unusual is the colour. It's sort of like a dark champagne. I'm not sure what colour you'd call that, really. But it's very stylish. And I like the fact that there's 4 strands. So there we go. They're going to be added to my 4 pearl collection. And the last piece of jewellery from the flea market, which marks a bit of a breakthrough for me, because all my life I've absolutely hated them. Not phobic, just hated them. And for 10 years of my life, I had the biggest organic herb and spice company in the country, including growing plants. So the farm. And every day I get up, and sometimes it would be freezing cold, pitch black, raining, just bitter cold and bleak. And I'd stack the plants, the herbs, and when I put my hands down into the trays, you'd put your finger through the unmistakable crunch and then squelch of bastards. And it turned the marrow in my bones to jelly. Oh, I used to just kind of buckle underneath. Hated it, and never really got over it. And then I just got plagued with them in the yarden. They'd eat everything. I call it the sluggery. But for some reason, I don't know what's happened. I saw a little fella last week. He was about this big, massive nuclear transformed size snail. And I mean, he was almost up to begonia's primordial pouch. And he was sort of going along at quite a jolly pace, and his little head was nodding. And I had a breakthrough. I had some sort of emotional softening inside. And I don't know what's happened to me, but I bloody bought this. It's brand new. It's hot off Amazon. It's probably £6 new off the internet, and I paid £2 for it. But I don't know, he just reminded me of the little fella I saw last week. Happily, jolly, going along his business. So I bought that. And I'm sort of quite glad I did. I really like it. I'm going to call him Figaro. Right, okay. So, oh yeah. Last thing I bought from the man that I got the silk pyjamas from, the rag pile, was... Oh, yeah. Absolutely gorgeous. Saw a little corner of colour. I think it was something like a piece like that with the yellow and the pink. I thought, whatever that is, I'm having it. As long as it's not a Primark dress. And I pulled it out. And again, it's an Indian shawl. Oh, thank you, Adelith, for your fantastic kind information from last time. Dupatta. Is that right? Am I saying that right? Hang on. A dupatta. I probably haven't got the intonation correct. But it's a large shawl or stole or scarf. Cover up, cover all, cover over. And it's absolutely beautiful. The colours are my absolute world. By an Indian company called Shingora, and they're a family-run company. They've been going for a very long time, and this is from the Shingora collection. It's on a label somewhere, and it's a linen blend. It's beautiful. So I'm going to put it on the mannequin, and I've been looking for inspiration from their website, so I'm going to try it in one of these styles. So there we go. The phone is good for something. That's the company, Shingora. And wear it. That's how I wear scarves, but that's rather beautiful. Oh, that scarf's extremely attractive. This way I love. So she's got it round over her shoulders, round the back, and a belt. That's lovely. And that fabulous too. So around the neck. Very much decorative, and a belt on top. So I'm going to try the middle one on the mannequin, and I'm going to use two belts, which probably doesn't go, but here we go. So this is how I would just wear it. I would just wrap it round my shoulders and throw it over one shoulder like a sort of a poncho, and it looks amazing. Oh my god, fabulous with these bags too. Oh, hang on. Yeah. But now we're going to do it with the belt the way they did on the website. Let's have a go. What a result! Oh my god, I absolutely love it! I've never done that before in my life. I've never put a belt on over a scarf like this, a shawl like this. I absolutely love it. I mean, obviously nothing really goes together, but you get the idea with a different belt and different necklaces. That sort of goes. I did try the old but I'm not ready for that yet. But yeah, doesn't that look gorgeous? I love that. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Beautiful. And the scarf was £1. Thank you very much. Okay, now just to clear something up. That clinking you heard earlier, I don't drink. I'm no fun. I promise you, it was not what you thought. So I got from the charity shop. I think I was feeling a bit desperate to buy something because there was nothing there. But I found this, what I think is a vintage Ravenhead, um, sort of relief hand blown recycled glass bottle with chili peppers on it. And it's a bit fabulous, to be honest. I wish it wasn't clear. I wish it was a colour, even just slightly pink or green or something. But still, it is amazing. And I think, can you see the chilies? I think it's possibly 80s or, no, correction, 90s. It's never been used. It's still got the Ravenhead ticket on the bottom. And I think it's for, you know, doing those things that were mad popular in the 90s, of putting food in formaldehyde and leaving it in there for eternity, and now it's all turning up in charity shops because it's been in ladies' cupboards since the 90s. Like preserved organs. So I was on Instagram last night with my mate Spike discussing chili oil recipes and what I could put in my new old chili oil bottle. And we sort of came up with a few ideas. What I'll probably do is just leave it and not do anything. But I'm sure you're getting the idea that my life is a bit like that. So finally, at the flea market day, but not in the flea market, I walked past a junk shop on the way home back to the car, and sticking out of a bucket, head down, tail up, God help me, I'm a lucky old soul, was this. Oh, Lordy. It's a vintage Italian liquor bottle in the shape of a cello, and it says, oh, see? See? Cheers. Beethoven's Fifth. It's a little bit pissed. It's on the wonk. There we go. And I've seen them online. They're quite plentiful. You can buy them quite cheaply. You can buy them for about £10. However, I haven't seen one in green with its cello neck stopper. They've all got replacement corks in the top. So there we go. That's the original cello neck. That's the stopper. It's got the plastic inside, a little bit cracked, but that doesn't matter. Vintage Italian green glass liqueur bottle. Oh my God, it's just fantastic. It's so much fun. I love that Italian stuff. I'll just let the sun shine through there, like the sun shines on the righteous. And what I'm going to do is get together, possibly on my next video or one after that, a collection of my vintage art glass and make that maybe the centre of attention, because I've got some really lovely pieces. I mean, you know, it's sort of had its day for most people, for the masses, but there are still the hardcore collectors, and obviously the prices have plummeted, but the prices for the really exquisite pieces are still going up quite rapidly, and they will continue to go up because it's moved into that phase of it being fine art. This is not fine art. This is fine kitsch. Kitsch at its absolute finest. Brilliant. I love it. And it was literally just sticking out of a bucket. Paid £1. Blimey, the sun's come out and it's quite dazzling. Everything looks like it's glowing, like my treasures. I feel like I'm sat at the foot of a mountain of my own treasures. There we go. Thank you so much for listening. Have a fantastic week. Take care of yourselves. And if you liked everything, if you like listening to me ramble on about nonsense, please like and subscribe. My subscriber count is going up by the day and it makes me very excited. Don't forget, my pigeon poem's on the way. Bet you can't wait. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye bye from Begonia Coconut too. Bye bye.